It's an example I can give you guys. Let's just say one of you guys had to come and give a talk up in this room. You would feel, some people might feel at the extreme end, might feel that, oh, they get to the point where they couldn't do it. Psychologically, they would feel themselves start to get frustrated, scared, frightened, and say, you know what, I'm calling it off. Most of us do that in different things, whether it be relationships, whatever it is in life. We get to a point of fear and we're not willing to face it. Well, we've never actually dealt with the actual problem, the thing that's holding us back. What I say is if we're paying enough attention to something, we're actually able to say, okay, what is it that I'm running from? Not, I should face it or I shouldn't face it. What is this feeling that overwhelms me, that scares me so much? What is this feeling that's making me take action away from this? And if we look at that, I think it becomes really clear what it is. It's just a feeling. But we're not willing to look at it because it causes so much pain. In our lives, we kind of live our lives, in human beings, as I see, live our lives basically in two ways. We're either going toward pleasure, things we like, or we're avoiding pain. That's how mankind operates. We like the things we like, we'll go more towards them. But when it comes to something we don't like, we'll do it to get it over with, as long as at the end we get some more pleasure out of it. There's not a lot of freedom in that. You're bound by these ideas. So you're bound by this action that's going on inside of your mind. If we start to look at that and just the awareness of seeing that that's actually going on inside of you, it brings it to an end. You don't have to take some radical action to change that. That changes all on its own. Just because you've now become intelligent enough to see it. But we're constantly in our minds avoiding looking at ourselves. So, do you guys have any questions? Anything?
Are you looking for interactive also?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Is anything I'm saying coming across to you?
I mean, with all due respect, I appreciate the game of golf, but I don't like the game of golf.
Okay.
I don't run from anything, and I think creativity. I think Dr. Josine said that in order to be good people, we need to be good animals first. And I think too much of this group activity, as educated people, we realize that it could also cause a groupthink, which is not necessarily going to bring about the right outcome. I think as educated people, it should come from within. You know, as we were raised, and I was raised in the Catholic Church, that Jesus was within. Be proactive with your own life. Do the things on a day-to-day basis.
Good job.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to. But just be proactive on a day-to-day lifestyle, and I think too, what's out there that I'm not confronting, that which is I'm taking a discourse as why am I not confronting this? Well, it is a righteousness thing. It is the right thing to do, but the society is not letting me in somehow. Why? Maybe because it's the economy. Maybe it's something else. But I don't know. I'm getting off the beaten path. I'm not trying to steal your show.
No, this is what I'm looking for. So what I'm listening to is everything you're talking about. You presented me were ideas and beliefs.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking you is it possible for you to put those down? Because I don't want to think together. That's what I'm saying. This is not about thinking. If we look at thought, we see thought is we can go into thought here for a second. One thing common to all human beings is that yes?
How do you go into thought when you said to everybody before not form an opinion of what you're saying?
That's right.
Just listen to what you're talking. And I believe that's what everybody in this room is doing. They're listening to you to finish, so they don't form an opinion. So,
and that's what I'm saying.
Well, how can you interact if you're asking us not to form an opinion? We're listening to you.
Okay.
You have the stage.
There's a difference between interaction, cooperation, where there's an actual conversation, and an opinion.
It's an opinion.
That's what I'm trying to say is you have to be able to see that there's a difference between an opinion and seeing an actual fact.
I see.
If we see a fact of someone dying on the floor, we can see that together and say, there's someone dying here. Or we can say the opinion would be, or the belief would be, that God or his beliefs in another, the devil made him do that, is what I'm saying. That's a belief that would separate us.
Okay.
If we don't have that, we can see together that if you're listening to me, you can sit here and say, oh, I do see how the opinions have separated me from listening to someone. Because I do sit there and judge. And for instance, he had opinions about what I was saying. That's what I was trying to point out is if you're just listening, you don't come back with, well, this, or this. That's the opinion. That's the fight. Instead, you say, yes, I do see how that is causing the problem. We're not seeing that. That's how our brain is. That's what I'm saying is if you're really paying attention.
If you don't talk to people and find out their opinion, how do you find out if they're interacting or getting it or not getting it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is that I think we all can recognize we're all interacting with opinions and beliefs. That's how we've come to this place in humanity. And I would say, is this existence, is this okay with you? I'm sure it's okay with most of America. But I would say if you looked around, if you were open enough to look around and see what's going on in the world, I don't think it's okay.
I don't think most America these days is feeling that way. I think everybody's feeling that. That maybe they let things just go and say it's okay. I think a lot of people have a difference of opinions. It's a tough thing.
Opinions.
But you can't walk around and just say, don't form an opinion to what I said.
No, I'm not saying don't form an opinion.
Well, that's what you said in the beginning.
No. I'm saying, can you follow your own mind
Oh, sure you
and
can.
see that your mind forms opinions?
Of course it does.
Okay. So if you follow the opinions, if you say,
Your
okay,
choice was to come up there and sit and speak to us.
that's right.
How'd you come up with that? Or you just, it came to you and said you could go up there and speak to us?
No, like I explained to you guys, it's been a burning thing inside of me to say, this is what's going on. I see things clearly. That's, for instance, let's say I had fire and you guys were freezing to death. And I said, well, I got this fire. I've got to show you guys the fire. I don't have to. I could hold that to myself. But it's almost like, how can I let that happen if I see that the fire is going to help you guys? It's not even an option. There's no choice involved.
Sure
There's no. Well, that's what I'm saying. You would see it as a choice. For me, there's no choice involved. So therefore, it's
definitely a choice.
yeah. Well, if you see things around you just falling apart into pieces,
You want to do something about it?
you don't even want. It's not even a choice
You don't
because
do
you recognize.
something about
No, I
it.
recognize that if things fall apart, it falls apart for me too.
Yeah, but some people just make the choice and not to do it.
And that's what I'm saying is that's not an intelligent action. That's a confused person who's not seeing clearly that wow, this affects me also.
But basically, it's just like you're saying, like we were saying earlier, you were just talking about
We were just waiting
having
for
like
you to finish politely.
having an empty mind or whatever you want to say about the whole thing. It's almost like if you watch movies or anything, it's almost like you're talking about the Matrix or something like that. Like we're just hardwired to automatically like have this whole situation that you're saying where, if we're empty-minded and free of whatever we're feeling or like and things like that, we can make a better decision and feel better in life. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the Matrix, it was like Alice in Wonderland. He had to choose to take the red pill or the blue pill, and then he'll be shown the truth. So it's kind of like, I almost feel like that's what I'm getting out of it from what you're saying.
I'm asking you guys whether or not you can look at how your own mind operates and see that it's constantly caught in this
Oh, trust
belief.
me. I believe me. I already known that for a long time. I have inner conflicts daily.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what I'm saying
myself.
is the way we generally go about, the way we generally deal with them, is I don't see we've actually seen the structure of what's going on and say, okay, you know what? This has been causing me confusion my whole life, these inner battles. How do I bring them to an end? And what I'm saying to you guys is, see that the actual idea and belief is the problem. That having these opinions and beliefs is the problem. If you see that the very thing you toil with is causing the problem, then you can put it down.
And so basically, you're saying we just have to completely and totally rewire our own heads.
A psychological revolution, absolutely. It's not going to happen from an outer revolution. We've had enough outer revolutions to see that's not the solution. As we've been doing this, technologically, we are
Well, you
incredible.
have to also remember there's a lot of people out there who can't do that too. You got people who have mental
Again,
disabilities.
here's what we go. Here's what we go back to.
Bipolar
Again,
and things like that.
what you're voicing here is an opinion. This is what I come across all the time. It's an opinion that these people can't come to this.
Oh, no,
What I'm